So long-term investment, this is what you're doing, right? This is what we want to do. We're not specifically targeting short-term investments. We're talking about altcoins that have the long run ahead of them, that are going to make you generational income. We're going to look at two sectors, and this is why I think you need to be targeting when it comes to long-term investing with your altcoin hunts. Let's go.
Welcome to the Altcoin Hour. Your weekly alpha. Yeah. We breaking down the charts, flipping bags, playing smart. From the dips to the moon shots, connecting all the dots. Let's get it. Altcoin Hour.
Yeah, I have to tell you, it's very interesting. And again, welcome to the show. We are Altcoin Media. I'm your host, Michael. Did some rebranding, not Crypto Lounge anymore. So we're going to do something different in 2026 and beyond. We're going to be focusing on altcoins, blockchain technology, and a lot of educative content as well. And we're about to talk about altcoins for the long term, because a lot of people, I understand, a lot of people are short termers within the space. But, we have a lot of new investors that are not in the space right now. They're long termers. They're trying to make the transition. And we're going to talk about where you need to be at when it comes to making that transition, because I got to tell you, when it comes to altcoins, you want the long-term situation, because where we're headed is going to be generational income to be had, but you want to be in the right sector, right? So I want to let's go ahead and check out the chart here and look at Bitcoin, because, this is the grandfather of the space. And this is where it is. This is where it starts here. $87,000. Bitcoin is going through a rough patch here. You can see this huge red bar here, a trifecta of sales here, massive downward trend. And it is consolidating quite well within the last 15 minutes. Probably going in within, let's go ahead and move to the hour. You can see a pretty nice little consolidation effort at 87,000. And that's pretty much all we're going to spend on Bitcoin, because it's really bearish. We're going into the weekend, and by Monday, we're probably going to see some more reductive patterns when it comes to Bitcoin, but hopefully some good news coming out of the actual Congress. When it comes to crypto bills, market structure bill, and the Clarity Act, which we really need that good news. So let's go ahead and move to the actual talk of the day. We're going to be talking about long-term investing in altcoins. This is what you need to be targeting. So we're going to cruise over to the metric board where DeFi Llama, I love this particular website. I'm going to put a link to it in the comment section, just in case you want to do your own research, because this is where it's at, man. This is where you actually find a lot of the good metrics. There are other actual websites as well, but I really like DeFi Llama, because when I want to really get into the actual nuts and bolts of things, when I want to really pop the hood on a lot of these blockchains and these particular protocols, look at some TVO, look at all the actual underlying factors. This is where it's at. Now, when it comes to long-term growth, when it comes to altcoins, this is what I'm targeting. And again, not financial advice, but this is what I'm targeting. Now, RWAs, obviously, they're going to tokenize every single thing they can. The government is laying out this law. They're laying out the language. The banks are getting ready. Larry Fink is ready. Warren Buffett is ready too as well. Even Warren Buffett, he's ready to go on this. A lot of long money is waiting on this to be actually solidified. And we're talking about the language. The protocol is already built. And you have new ones like Ondu that is building as well. You have Monad that's building an absolutely extravagant ecosystem for tokenized assets, payment, staking, stablecoins, all that good stuff. You have newcomers too that are reconfiguring, like Chain, soon to be rebranded to probably another logo and things of that nature. They're reconfiguring towards an enterprise approach as well, to basically what we're going to be talking about. And that's DeFi, baby. I got to tell you, this thing is going to go absolutely nuclear. RWAs, tokenized assets, nuclear when it comes to staking and yield, even though the banks are lobbying hard to take the stablecoin rewards, as Brian Armstrong says, away from us. I don't think that's going to happen, but they're really pushing Congress to reconfigure the Genius Act. They may get an amendment in, but that's besides the point. This is what you need to be targeting long term when it comes to altcoin growth. RWAs is by far the sector that I'm going for, and there are many coins and tokens that are going to be actually attached to these facilitators of tokenized assets and tokenized marketplaces. Gold is one of the ones that is really starting to take off. You're going to see silver on chain too pretty soon, because it's going bonkers. But specifically, you have two of them that really stick out to me for long-term growth, expedited growth, essentially, when it comes to the language being ran through Congress right now, and long-term generational wealth. this is what we're talking about. Now, you have RWAs that are completely standing out on this particular metric board when it comes to TVL, especially within the last day and with the last 7 days and the month in general. Now, there's one that's going absolutely bonkers, and this is developer tools. These are tools that are actually used to develop on layers, particular layers. These tools are going bonkers. The TVL when it comes to these particular layers, and I'm going to pull one up. The ticker is going to be ATH. TVL is skyrocketing all of a sudden. Now, we're in a bear season right now. We've been in a bear season for a couple of months. But I have to tell you, 6.8 is not bad. You can't shake a stick at that because we're talking about developer tools. Developers need tools, right? It's like a mechanic. They're going to need the crescent wrench. They're going to need the pliers. These developer tools are needed, especially when you have all these new layer ones that are going to be coming up, new generations of layer ones, not layer twos, guys, layer ones. This is one of the number ones that is actually really percolating, and it actually has a freaking token as well. All of these have tokens and coins. These are the altcoins that I'm talking about for long-term growth. These developer tools are going to skyrocket. The actual usage of these tools, and this is one of them, is absolutely going bonkers right now. Now, you're looking at the actual earnings when it comes to this particular one. You have this metric board on DeFi Llama. Now, let's look at the Q4 on this particular situation. Then we'll go on the ticker and we'll see what this price point is looking like for this token as well. $5 million in Q4 2025. Q3, they made $7.9 million. Made $6 million in Q2, had a little reductive pattern going into the earlier parts of the late parts of Q4 2024. But this is the growth that you're seeing with this particular developer tool, which has a token that's attached to it. And it is an altcoin, right? Long-term growth. This thing is actually starting to percolate big time right now. You're looking at 2 zeros on the price. The actually fully diluted value is going to be around 396 million, with the market cap staying at just $148 million. So this thing is very, very young. The actual volume within a 24-hour period for this is $11 million, guys. So this thing is moving, and you're looking at Q4 earnings 2025 right now at this point in time, over $5 million. So they peaked out in Q3 at 7.9 million. And again, this is a developer's tool. Now, this particular sector, as we move back, let's go ahead and go backwards. This is number one. You have Uniswap Labs, Double Zero Network, D-Bank Cloud, Walrus Protocol. All of these have tokens, guys, attached to them. Big time. These are altcoins that a lot of people aren't looking at because everybody's staring at Ethereum, XRP. They're staring at the top 10. These are long-term plays. They're going to have massive gains going forward, especially in the developer tool sector. This is where this is. Now, I want to move to RWAs because here's the other sector. This is the only two that I recommend that you actually target: developer tools and RWAs. You guys know about RWAs. This thing has been skyrocketing ever since 2023, guys. We can go all the way back to the flatline years of July 2021. July 2023 is when you've seen a robust movement in RWAs. And a lot of the language that's going to be actually signed by Donald Trump is going to solidify this particular notion. It's going to take us into a mind-blowing ride upward within the next 10 years. Now, Tether Gold is a commodity. It's one of the RWAs, along with Paxos Gold as well, which is a tokenized commodity. And we're talking gold. You're going to see silver. This is going to be actually tokenized as well. But at this point in time, you have Tether and Paxos Gold. It's going to be the top commodities on this particular board. You can invest in those, guys. It's freaking gold. And Paxos is actually redeemable. You can actually get physical gold if you want to redeem that as well. I don't know about Tether, but we're talking about treasury bills, guys. Private credit. That's going to be tokenized. It is tokenized, guys. It's on a platform called Centrifuge Protocol, which has a token as well. These are altcoins that no one's paying attention to. These altcoins are going to rise in price. TVL is already rising, guys. And in particular, Centrifuge is not a one-trick pony. They're going to have a lot of RWAs within this protocol that you're going to have access to, right? But if you just don't want to be a user, you want to be a holder of the token and ride that wave up, you can sure do that because these things are going to blow. And these are multi-chain situations too, especially with Centrifuge. It's going to be a multi-chain situation as well. I believe they are on 6 chains, I believe. Binance, Arbitrum, Base, Plume, which is another good investment too as well. Altcoin, Avalanche, and Ethereum as well. So these particular sectors, developer tool sector and the RWAs, which everything is about to be tokenized, guys. These are the ones for long-term growth. These altcoins are vast. There are many of them. They have very, very low cap feasibility at this point in time. It's not going to be that way too long. You have to really get involved now. And as we say, you always invest in these markets. This is when you invest, but you got to make sure you're putting your money in the right sectors. Know the sector, RWAs and developer tools. Number one, RWA sector. Number two, developer tools. These are big time sectors that are smoldering right now. Great price points to where you can get into it, low price. You don't have to break the bank and just ride this wave up, because once this language goes through, these RWAs and a lot of these altcoins that are in the developer tool sector are going to skyrocket. Let me know what you think about this, and we'll see you on the next show.